FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
So if technology has its own agenda, what if it's sort of selfish is what I'm saying. Part of it is selfish. One of the things that technology is doing is making more of itself. I did a calculation of how much power, and 3/4 of the power that we generate is used to service things that are not us directly. Like, for instance, in your car. When you drive a car, 3/4 of the power in your car is being used to move the car and not you. Okay, and so that number keeps changing, higher and higher. So less and less of the total percent of the entire energy is going to be used to us. Most of it's being used to service the stuff around us. So from the technology, from Technium's point of view, it's increasing itself. And the second thing we know about how technology works and what its agenda is comes from this remarkable phenomena, which I was really surprised by, which is that simultaneous invention is the norm in technology. It's what ordinarily happens, meaning that every invention is usually invented by at least one other, often 2 or 3 other people at the same time independently. The light bulb was independently invented by 23 other people. Edison was the first inventor of the light bulb. They were all different, but the basic concept was the same. And that's what I'm saying is that the higher level macro vision of that is inevitable, because once you have the precursor technologies, that next step is inevitable. The actual rendering, expression, the individual speciation is completely unpredictable, but the larger macro concept is inevitable. And this happens in prehistory. I did a study of the prehistory sequence of inventions on different continents when they were separated and no contact between, South America and Africa. And the sequence of technological inventions was remarkably similar in each continent, suggesting that these larger scale forms of technologies are inevitable once the precursors are in place. And we have another example of Moore's Law. Everybody's sort of heard Moore's Law, which is this idea that chips get twice as fast, half as cheap every year. Now the thing about that is that that's on an unwavering line, and it doesn't matter. I mean, there are people investing billions of dollars trying to make it go faster to get ahead of Moore's laws, and all they do is keep it on Moore's Law. And some people say, well, that's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. We all know where it's going to be, so we work very hard to make it happen. And that's actually what Gordon Moore himself thought. But it turns out that Moore's Law was happening before even Moore recognized it, before anybody believed it. And we see the same kind of curves on other things like solar panels or hard disks or bandwidth. They actually have the same kind of unwavering straight line of advancement, often years or decades before anybody believes that there's such a thing happening. So this is another example of the kind of an agenda, of an urgency, a tendency that's independent of our own actions, because often we're trying to make this happen faster, but it's not. It's just going along. And that would happen no matter where in the world it was taking place.